What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Suburban Adventures, our outdoor adventure channel. Today I'm at a pond behind me that we have fished many times before. It's actually like a creek conservation dam. There's like a spillway that comes out over there. We have fished here before. In fact, I had a video of us fishing here in the spillway right over top of the hill there last year. We came here a bunch last year and we caught a lot of fish. One, mainly bullhead, but I've also caught largemouth out of here. And I also caught a trout because in the past they've stocked it. But I'm here today to do a little investigating. I have been here, this is my fourth or fifth time here since the beginning of April. And I have not even got a single bite in here. I've used worms, I've used trout bait that I catch all sorts of stocked trout with. And so today I actually brought my FishPod by Hawkeye FishPod portable fish finder, because I'm gonna see if there's fish in here. Now, there was last year. Now, on New York State's website, they did say this was stocked this year. Or they actually said April of 2024 it was going to be stocked. I don't think it got stocked because there is no sign. Usually stocked trout are not super difficult to catch, especially in a pond that's not too big. So I don't know. First thing I'm going to do is cast out with my bobber and just see. And then I'm going to get my FishPod out and fire that up on the screen for you. And we'll see if there's any fish out there. So what I'm going to cast out there is this. Let me switch the camera around. This is my power bait that I have caught so many trout with this season over the last 5 or 6 weeks. I'm going to cast that out and see what happens. I got a clear bobber on the end of it. And then I also brought my other rod that I got with like a rubber worm on there to see if we can catch anything. So let me cast this out there. Alright, so you can see out there where that is. I'm just going to keep an eye on that and see if I get any action. We did get some rain yesterday. The water is very muddy, so that might affect things. Down over that end there is a creek that flows in here, and there's a series of these around in the area that are basically for flood control. And then there's, a little spillway on the other side there to control the water that comes out. Let me get my fish finder out. I showed you this thing before. It looks like a giant bobber. I actually did a whole video review on it. You can check that out up there. It's really cool. And then it just connects via Bluetooth to my phone. So I'm going to screen record and just show you what I'm looking at out there on the screen. So once I get it all set up here. You just attach it. I got it on a clip to the end of my fishing rod. And then you just cast it out there. It automatically turns on once it hits the water. And it's got a pretty good range. So I'm going to cast it out there a ways. Alright, so you can see it floating out there. Let's get it fired up. Okay, so I got it. You can see I actually have a wrist mount. And you're looking at the screen that I'm looking at. Whoops, let me flip it back. I just wanted to make sure the screen was recording. But yeah, you're looking at the screen I'm looking at. You can see up there we're in 6.5, almost 7 feet of water. The water temperature is 68.7, so that's pretty warm. I mean, that's warming up. Yeah, look at that. There's nothing. And I think it's got like a 30-foot range. So, you look on that screen, there's nothing. I just saw something jump out there. Right next to it. It might just be... Let me turn the camera around. I'm just gonna keep that screen recorder rolling. Now there's stuff out there. Man, I don't know. I think it's just gnats or little bugs landing on the water and stuff. I can see really close to shore here. And we have caught bluegill here before. A lot of bluegill. And normally right about now, we're looking at the... Well, what's the date? Today's May 19th. So usually the bluegill are coming up on the shore to spawn, or near the shore, I should say. And I don't see anything along the shore. And I'm also still looking here on this, and I am not seeing any sign, nothing. I'm going to cast, my bobber is floating down that way. I'm going to cast out there again and see a little further. And I'm just going to keep this Fishfinder on. So I just casted back out there. I let that FishPod run for 5 minutes. I don't know if I will actually show you all that. I don't know if you want to sit there watching 5 minutes worth. There's nothing. And we, like I said, we caught a bunch of bullhead right about out there where that, I don't know if you can see, where is that? Right about out where that bobber is, my Fishfinder. We caught bullhead like crazy here. So, I don't know what's going on. It's strange. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and cast it out a little bit further, test the range out on it. Now, obviously, you know, this from one side to the other is probably maybe 100 yards. I can't get all the way out to the middle, but it seems like strange that all of the fish are right out there in the middle. The range on this, like I said, is pretty good too. All right, I moved down the bank. Right out there is my FishPod. It's about, I'm about 20 yards down from where I was. Still no sign. It did pick up something when I first threw it in, but I've noticed with this that sometimes as soon as it hits the water, it'll show a fish. And I think it's not really a fish because it hasn't picked it up since. I think it's just when the FishPod hits the water, you know, I don't know. But I think what I'm going to do is I got a screen recording right now. I'm going to let you see if there's anything there. I think what I might do is toss this around here. I don't know why. I mean, there's nothing on my Fishfinder. I don't know what the purpose of it would be. If you're wondering, yes, the Fishfinder does work. I've used it many times before. In fact, I didn't do a video of it, but I did it. I used it when at the lake we usually fish with stock trout. After they had stocked it, I used it, and it was funny because it sends off an alarm whenever there's a fish. It's just a little beep. And it was like beeping constantly. I think I'm gonna head down maybe this way past this little water inlet here and see if there's anything down there. It gets a little shallower down there. And then I'm just maybe gonna walk a little bit around this way and see. But I mean, so far, I haven't seen a single thing. Wait a minute, I take that back. Something's screwing around with my bobber out there. Hold on. So my bobber was moving. Whatever it was I didn't catch. I'm still not seeing anything on the Fishfinder. Maybe there was actually, I cast it out right where my bobber, right where the Fishfinder was. And when it hit the water, it did say, like I did say, there was one, like a 5-inch fish there, which isn't very big. So maybe there was actually a fish there. All right, so you can see there on the Fishfinder, you can see there, I just cast it out a little bit further. There was about 4 or 5 fish, 5-inch fish. So again, like nothing super huge, but they were right out there by where I casted that. So I'm gonna try and throw my bobber out there and see if I can get anything. Yeah, you can see there's another one, 4 inches, so that's not a very big fish. I don't think it would be a stocked trout. Stocked trout usually are like 6 to 8 inches at the small end. So I'm gonna put I got my bait out there. I'm just gonna let it sit there and see. It's right about where I cast it out with my bobber to see, or with my Fishfinder. Well, I will say this, if there's not going to be many fish in here, there's certainly going to be a lot of frogs. I don't know if you see all those tadpoles all along the edge here. It's just hundreds of thousands of them. I've been running my Fishfinder out there. I haven't been recording the whole time. And I saw right out there where my bobber is, right after I tossed it in there, you can see on the Fishfinder there's about 4 that went swimming by. I have not seen any since then. So I started down there and I've just sort of worked my way. I'm gonna go right down here to the edge, toss it out there, and then I gotta go pretty soon. So so there's obviously some fish out there. They all haven't been any bigger than 5 inches though, and there was only about 5 fish that I've seen. So that would be maybe some sort of maybe small bass or bluegill even. I don't know. Comment below if you have any ideas here. So I do not think that they actually stocked this. It said that it was stocked in April. It didn't give a specific date. It just said April. And I was here about 3 times all throughout. I've come on Sunday afternoon for about 3 times all throughout April. And I used worms and I haven't caught anything. In fact, 3 weeks ago when I was here, there was a guy fishing here and he was like, I don't think there's any fish in here. So I do not think that they stocked it. So I tried one last spot down here on the edge. I'm gonna try for about 5 minutes, then I gotta run. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my Fishfinder. I don't want to screen record all this time. I'm not seeing anything. So it seems strange that last summer we were here and there was a couple times we come here with worms. We would pull bullhead out on every single cast. And I know that bullhead are more bottom feeders, but this thing does a pretty good job of even showing you stuff that's down in the weeds, and nothing was showing up. So I really don't know what happened here. I don't. And from the span of, say, last July until May, I'm not sure. My theory is that maybe we got some heavy rain this winter and spring, and I don't know if a lot of the fish got washed out that's down there. There's like a little spillway that leads over to there. That's my only thing I can figure out, because I'm telling you, this thing used to be loaded, at least with bullhead. And I'm here today, and you can see how far I am from that structure. That structure right there is where I started out. I'm probably a good almost 75 yards from that, and I've tested this multiple times, and I think I counted 4 fish that I saw on this. So I don't know, I guess I'm looking for some answers. If you have any idea, if you know a lot more about this stuff than I do, comment below and tell me what possibly might have happened. Maybe I don't know if something got in here and cleaned these fish out. You know that herons and birds like that can clean out fish like crazy in no time. I don't know if that's what happened. So my suspicions that I had the 3-4 times that I was here were true. There are not many fish in there. Is it completely empty? No, but in this range here, I came across 4 fish, all about 5 inches or less. So I don't know. It's a mystery. I don't know where all the fish have gone. But maybe you have some other theory that would explain the extreme fish deficiency in 8 to 10 months time span. I don't know. All right, guys, so this FishPod is really cool. I do like to use it on ponds and lakes. The river, it doesn't really work out so much. But you can check out that video of the review I did on that. I'll put a link for that video down in the description. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, comment below if you have any suggestions or ideas or opinions or theories as to where all the fish went. But you can check out more videos up there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.